Hey, welcome everybody. This is Mark Dannenberg with Options Moneymaker. This is the question and answer session for February 10th, 2021. Again, I'm Mark Dannenberg. Aaron Rumley and Michael Kastner are with me, and they'll be joining us here on Audible when we get into the Q&A. So if you're brand new to the Options Moneymaker Q&A session, we designed this Q&A session specifically to help those of you who are immersing yourself in learning how to trade, whether you're learning how to trade options or whether you're learning how to trade futures. We have education programs and we have systems and tools that support your learning and support your desire to be successful with trading and be profitable. So we realize that sometimes when you're learning through online uh, self-study courses or on-demand courses, that there are questions that come up that you can't easily get answered um, without having somebody to talk to. So we make ourselves available every other week, and you can chat with us. You can ask us questions. We'll help reinforce your learning. Questions about the adaptive entry system, which we support on behalf of New Cycle Trading. Every day we show the adaptive entry system in the live trading room, and we describe the signals. We call out the signals as they're occurring. Michael and Aaron are identifying when it's appropriate to go short, when it's appropriate to go long, as we're trading the NASDAQ 100 futures on a 5-minute chart. And we can answer a lot of questions about the adaptive entry system. The live trading room, if you have other questions about the live trading room, is pretty straightforward. It is designed for real-time trading and support. We're trading live, we're trading these signals live. We take losses on some signals, we take profits on a lot of signals, and at the end of the day, we tally up what the overall result is. But we have a very in-depth tool that Aaron created for us that helps us track the performance of every single component of the adaptive entry system strategy, and it allows us to do an extensive amount of evaluation, both in terms of performance by time frame throughout the day, as well as the strategies, whether you're trading a portion of the strategies within the system or you're trading all of the strategies, all of the entries and signals within the system. We provide a futures trading education course for learning the risk and reward of futures, how to properly trade futures. Futures trading is something that is foreign to a lot of people, and it puts a lot of people off who don't understand it. And if you don't understand it, it's something that a lot of people fear and are apprehensive about. We specifically focus in our education for futures on learning the risk and reward of futures and how to manage and control that risk. And then we always promote and encourage people to, when they start trading, trade in simulation mode for maybe even as much as a month, sometimes longer than that, whatever it takes for you to feel confident in your application of what you learned and learning how to properly interpret the signals from the adaptive entry system. Personal Trading Plan is the tool that is designed to help you view your trading as a business. Most small businesses, in fact, corporations, when I was back in my old corporate days, on a monthly basis, we would review our financials. We'd review our P&L. We'd look at what our current actual performance was. We'd look at what the forecast was to date and how we were comparing to that forecast. And then we'd look at out into the future and see if we continue to operate at this particular run rate, where will we finish for the year? So I took that same concept and applied it to building a personal trading plan. And you're going to see that here in just a minute. But it's designed to track your personal profit performance. Trading is one of those businesses, one of those activities for people that can be very volatile in terms of your own personal emotional roller coaster. If you have a really good day, you have a strong performing day, you're feeling euphoric, you're feeling really good, feel like nothing's ever going to break this. And if you have a bad day, meaning you had losses that day, you start to feel a little discouraged. You question what you're doing. There's a very steep emotional roller coaster that can occur with trading. We help you look beyond that. We help you look at the big picture and what will your current performance run rate, which is a combination of both wins and losses, profits and losses, what will that run rate project out for a 12-month, 52-week time frame? And if you are on pace to have a reasonable income based on what you started with, then you just keep doing what you're doing and continue to refine it, and let us help you refine that in the live trading room. But if you have questions about the personal trading plan here, we're happy to respond to those. And then those of you who are interested in options education, we have the Profit Builder Plus program for options traders. If you've never traded options, you want to learn how to trade, Profit Builder Plus is a perfect place for you to start. If you've been trading options for years, you're just not quite comfortable with what you're doing, Profit Builder Plus is the perfect place to start. We actually start at the very beginning of knowledge and understanding that you need to trade options successfully, as simple as what is a strike, what is an expiration, all the way then graduating through multiple sessions into how to trade spreads and advanced spreads. So Profit Builder Plus is a great place for you to start. So if you have questions about any of those things or anything else that we actually promote, encourage, teach here at Options Moneymaker or on behalf of New Cycle Trading, please feel free to ask us. Now, one of the things I do here in the Q&A is I update our personal trading plan. So I mentioned the personal trading plan and how important it is in terms of viewing your trading as a business. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to our performance tracking. Oops, hold on right here. So I'm going to pull up performance tracking. So on this performance tracking tool, and kudos to Aaron for building this for us, what we do is on a daily basis, we track the detail of every single trade all the way from 3 a.m. Eastern till we discontinue trading at the end of the day, which is usually sometime between 3 and 4 o'clock. We track what time the trade came on. We track whether it was a long or short. And remember, what we're tracking here specifically for the purposes of teaching people how to use the adaptive entry system is we're tracking performance on the NASDAQ 100 futures. Each point of movement on the NASDAQ 100 futures is a $20 value per contract. So if it moves 5 points favorably, that's $100 of profit. If it moves 10 points unfavorably, that's $200 of loss, and we record all of those throughout the day. We have wins and losses throughout every single day, and at the end of the day, we tally up what that performance is. Now, the reason we focus on the 5-minute chart for NQ is because it gives us a lot of opportunity throughout the day to discuss the different signals. There's 4 primary signals that can comprise the adaptive entry system, and it gives us, Aaron, Michael, and myself, plenty of opportunity to discuss what those signals mean, how to interpret those signals, how to anticipate which signal might be coming on, how to prepare yourself for the signal if you're going to go long, going to go short. Now, the adaptive entry system is very adaptable, as the name implies, and you can use it for trading options on stocks. I've periodically profiled Amazon and Google and Tesla using the adaptive entry system. You can use it on 10-minute, 30-minute charts. 10 and 30 are my preferences when trading options. You can use this on 3-minute charts if you want to trade shorter time frames when you're trading futures. You can use it on pretty much any futures contract that you choose. ES, which is the S&P 500 futures, or RTY, which is the Russell 2000 futures, or even oil, gas, the metals, whatever you have a preference to trade. But once you learn how to properly interpret the adaptive entry system signals, how to trade them, and understand it with confidence, then you can trade whatever you want. But we use the NASDAQ 100 futures as a way to profile the system, not as a way to say it really only applies to the NASDAQ 100 futures. So we're going to jump back over to our performance tracking here, and you'll see that we have the detail. I'm going to go back to 7 a.m. here. That's when most people start paying attention to it. From 7 a.m. forward, and you can see all the detail tracking. We've got the time, we've got whether we were long or short. This is trading on a 5-minute chart. We've got the strategy, consensus signals, momentum signals, fractals, trend bias signals, and then we've got the profit or loss from that particular trade, and it's stated in terms of a point value, remembering that each point is worth $20. So it's $20 a point for the NASDAQ 100 futures. We also track the drawdown, meaning we know that sometimes, well, most of the time, when we get into a position, there is some amount of movement unfavorable for us at some point while we're holding the position. For example, this position at 10:40 this morning, we went short on a continuation signal. We ended up taking 5 points of profit on it, but it moved 12 3/4 points against us first. So we keep track of the drawdowns, and we have a tremendous amount of data now built into this tracking tool, which allows us to extrapolate all sorts of analyses and conclusions, which help us help you be better traders. So now that we've got all the detail there, we come to this really easy to read summary. The summary is just presented as a summarization of the day. And we've got different categories that we track. So those of you who followed along with us for a while know that we track 2 primary categories. And again, these 2 primary categories were selected as a way to demonstrate for you the value of using the personal trading plan and recording your data on a daily basis. This category we track from 9:30 to noon. We focus on people who don't want to trade all day. They have 2.5 hours or so that they're willing to devote to their trading, and they're taking all of the adaptive entry system signals. That's 4 signals. They're taking all of those signals throughout the day from 9:30 to 12. And we take a look at the total number of points, profit or loss that are incurred during the day. This category is from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. or whenever we cease trading. One moment, folks. And we're only taking the trend bias trades and continuation signals. So that's only 2 of the 4 signals. And again, we take a look at what the performance is at the end of the day, summarization for the day, take a look at the total number of trades and what our win-loss ratio is for those particular days. Now we're always going to have, a variation of plus days and minus days. We've had some really strong plus days. We've had a couple of bigger losing days, but overall, we continue to average positively. So here we're averaging 22.77 points a day since we started tracking in this format. So those are the 2 categories that I'm going to focus on. I'm just going to add here real quick that we're going to add a 3rd category here in the next week or so. And we're going to start tracking in a personal trading plan the 8:45 a.m. to the end of the market day, all plus fractals. And we're going to start that as of January 4th. And that way you're going to be able to see exactly what we are doing throughout the live trading room. So here we're tracking from 7 to 4, and here we're tracking from 9:30 to 12, but our live trading room opens at 8:45. So if you want to join the room, stay with us throughout the day until we say we're done trading for the day. We're going to start that as of January 4th. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is pull up the personal trading plan. And this is what the personal trading plan looks like. Everything shaded in blue is our history. That's what has defined our run rate. Now, I'm going to log today's performance, and there are 2 categories here. This is the 7 to 4 trend bias and continuation signals. And this tab is the live trading room. This tab is the 9:30 to noon all signals. So in the 7 to 4 category, we lost 18 points today. And so that 18 points at $20 a point, 18 times $20 a point, and we're trading 3 contracts. So it's $20 per contract, and we're trading 3 contracts. So we're going to jump back over to our personal trading plan, and we're going to scroll over to where we enter our daily performance, and we're going to put in a minus $1,080, and we did 15 trades at 3 contracts per trade, so 45 contracts. Then we're going to come over here to the contract override field, and we're going to lock in 3. We traded 3 contracts today. We're locking it at 3 so that if we do any kind of future speculation or forecasting, we're not interfering with our historical numbers. So I'm going to come over to our 9:30 to noon category, and on the same day, which concluded today, let's see here, we had 19 points of profit. So 19 points of profit times $20 a point is $1,140. And we had 10 trades at 3 contracts per trade, so it was 30 contracts. All right, so now it comes the analysis, and I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. Most of you have seen this before, and you can certainly review it on the recording. But now we have a couple of things that we go take a look at. We are 31.6 weeks now through a 52-week forecast, 52-week personal trading plan. During that 31.6 weeks, we've had 52 losing days. By default, all other days are winning days. All other days were profitable. But we keep track of both. These two numbers show me what the value of, or what the average value of a winning day is and what the average value of a losing day is. And those winning and losing averages take into account the frequency of losses versus wins. So it's not just a straight average, it's taking into account, comprehending the frequency of our losses relative to a 31.6 week history. All right, so this is what we call our run rate. Our run rate is extremely important, and it's what you should focus on in terms of your viewing your performance on a daily and weekly basis. So now we want to figure out, well, what is the balance of our 52-week plan going to look like? How do I forecast? What numbers do I use? Well, you're 31.5 weeks through a 52-week plan. So I'm going to want to assume that the rest of my weeks leading up to 52 weeks are going to average somewhere around the same numbers. So I'm going to take those same values and put them right here. These two numbers are what we're going to use forecasting forward. These are my historical run rates. So 22.29 is my positive run rate, and minus 40.69 is my negative run rate. Oops. Well, that's really not the right number. 40.69. Sorry, this is all human error. 40.69. There we go. Minus 40.69. Now, on first glance, you might think, how can you possibly be making money? You know, you're losing more on your losing days than you're winning on your winning days. That's true, except that we have a fraction of losing days versus the winning days. We have a very, very strong history of winning days through using the adaptive entry system. Now, we're also capping out our contracts at 3 contracts. I'll come back and talk about that in just a moment. But this number right here is what the personal trading plan is projecting. It's taking into account what the average run rate is, wins and losses, and it's taking into account now the future forecast based on those same run rates. And based on the fact that we are not going to increase our contracts beyond 3. We started at 1 contract back the first week of July. The personal trading plan graduated us up to 2 contracts, graduated us to 3 contracts, and then we've decided to max ourselves out at 3 contracts for the balance of our 52 weeks. This projects out $144,487 income over a 12-month period, and this is an account that started with $5,000. The value in trading futures is simply that you can continue to compound your profits and compound your returns over a 12-month period. You're using the same capital base. You're going to have losses along the way. You're going to give back some of what you earned earlier. those days are days you don't focus on the day. You don't focus on the big winning days either. You focus on what your run rates are, because over a period of time, if you can establish a positive run rate for yourself and then project that forward, it's reasonable to expect that you can continue to perform at that same level. And in this case, 9:30 to noon, working 2.5 hours a day, is projecting that an income of potentially $144,000. I say potentially because we're only 31.6 weeks in. These run rate averages might increase or decrease in the next several weeks. I don't think this far in, we're over halfway through our 52-week plan, that these numbers are going to change dramatically, but they will change. And that's why it's important that you update this on a regular basis. We recommend that you update it on a daily basis. Now, our other category, which is trading from 7 to 4 Eastern time, 7 till we stop trading Eastern time. We're also through 31.5 weeks. We've had 50 losing days in the first 31.6 weeks. That means that the rest of the days are positive days. Our positive run rate average is 28.29 points per day. Remember, that's $20 a point. And this number takes into account the number of winning days, the frequency of winning days relative to weeks. Our losing day average is 37.04. So I'm going to adjust our forecast numbers to 28.29, and I'm going to adjust our losing day forecast to minus, sorry, that is the wrong number right there, minus 37.04. Okay, so that losing day average went up just a little bit from what it was last Friday when we did this update. That's okay. We're capped at 3 contracts, and our 12-month forecast is $230,651. Again, this account started with $5,000. So this is all the process of tallying up our winning days, our losing days, establishing our run rate. The personal trading plan is doing all of this for you, and then using those same run rates to project forward. Now, one last thing, and I'm going to get to the Q&A, the questions here. The number of contracts that you're trading has a 2-factor limitation. Number one is 10%. 10% of the balance of the account is available to be allocated to the margin requirement for contracts. At the broker that we trade at, Infinity Futures, each contract has a margin requirement of $500. So for trading 3 contracts, we have a $1,500 margin requirement. In order for us to trade $1,500 of margin requirement, we need a minimum of $15,000 in the account. That's the 10% factor. We consider that to be a very reasonable risk limitation, very conservative. So that is a number that we set at 10%. You can set it at whatever you want. It's coded in blue, which means it's a field that you can change. You can set it at whatever you choose. But the second limitation is just an arbitrary, you state no more than X number of contracts. So right now, I mean, we have $137,000 in the account. We could be trading a margin of $13,700, and we're not doing anywhere near that. We're doing $1,500, and we only need $15,000 in the account. Well, at some point, there's a practical maximum number of contracts that you may want to put in there. If I wanted to put in 50, which I do not recommend, the personal trading plan is going to graduate you up to 50, but it's not going to take you to 50 immediately. If I put 50 in there because I'm feeling really comfortable with my trading, I'm 31.6 weeks through my 52-week plan, it won't change the prior numbers. Those are all locked at 3. That's where we traded. But it will start to increase me gradually, and it will increase me based on the 10% of the balance of the account being available for margin. And eventually I get up to 50 contracts. Well, that drives a really, really big number. And, that's a nice number. I don't think 50 is a practical number of contracts to be trading on NQ. If you wanted to trade 10 contracts, somewhere between 1 to 10, I think is reasonable. It certainly increases the forecast here from 230,000 to 451. It'll only change the contracts going forward. I think 3 is a very reasonable max. It's a conservative max, in my opinion, and it's an easy number to trade. And I just have to ask the question, do you really need more if you started with $5,000 and you're right now projected to be over 230,000 over the next 12 months? I can't guarantee you're going to be at 230,000 or more. It's all going to be based on whether these run rate numbers, as you continue to trade each day, increase, become more favorable, or decrease, become less favorable. But you're more than halfway through the plan now, the 52-week plan. It's highly unlikely that they're going to change to a point where it would be extremely impactful to your forecast. So you're starting to get to a point now, you're more than 6 months, you're 7 months into your plan, you're starting to get to a point where you have some reasonable confidence in terms of a range of your trading income for the 12-month period. So that's the personal trading plan. I think it's an extremely critical tool for every trader to have, and I would invite you to download the trading plan and incorporate it into your personal trading. Okay, let's turn it over to questions. While I'm waiting for the questions to pop up here, let me just emphasize a lot of traders struggle with the emotional side of risk and losses. That's what I was referring to earlier. Personal trading plan, as you just saw, it's going to help you see that big picture. You know, if you had a big losing day, which we had a week or so ago, it can really shoot an arrow right through your confidence and emotions. But the personal trading plan, when you plug that big loss day that we had into the personal trading plan, you realize, well, it affects my 12-month forecast a bit, but oh my gosh, it still is a really strong number compared to the $5,000 I started with. Some of the other things that the personal trading plan helps with is it helps you see the big picture. When is enough enough? When should I stop trading? Well, if I know that my personal trading plan is based on a positive winning day of 25 points or so, when I get to 25 points, I got to seriously think about whether or not I want to keep trading for the day. If my personal trading plan is based on a loss of, an average losing day of 37 points, well, if I'm having a rough day and I'm at about 37, 40 points, I might want to just consider stopping, because what I know is that those values are the averages that are driving my income that I see forecasted for 12 months. So it helps answer the question, when is enough enough? And, what's a reasonable profit and loss target for the day? What's your potential 52-week income? Constantly refer to your personal trading plan, and you're going to get the answers to that. So these numbers need to be updated, but basically we're seeing in our personal trading plan, let's see where to go. We're seeing from say 230,000 down to 144,000. So let's just say 140 to 230,000, depending on what time frame you decide to trade and what style, what method, what portion of the adaptive entry system you choose to trade. And like I mentioned, we're also going to start a new personal trading plan, a new account focused on a calendar year of 2021, starting January 4th, trading the live trading room hours, 8:45 a.m. to 4, or sometimes we usually close between 3 and 4, but the latest would be 4. So whatever that is, we're going to show that here in the coming days. We're building a new trading plan that will allow us to track that, and we'll update that at the same time that we update the other one here. So just kind of my last point here is, and I've shared this before, but according to an article I read, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the median household income in the United States is $78,500. That's a nice income. What I'm showing you here is on the low side, $144,000 is the projected 12-month income from a 2.5 hour a day time commitment, and your time commitment to learn and immerse yourself in really understanding how to properly trade. It doesn't happen day one. There's an investment of time. This is a business. If you were opening a franchise or opening any kind of a new business, there'd be an investment in learning how to identify your market, hiring employees, training employees, buying a fleet, furniture and fixtures, whatever goes into a business. This is one of the simplest businesses you could be in. All that's required is a computer, a commitment on your part to some education, and some capital to trade, and it doesn't take a lot. You start with $5,000 plus the cost of getting yourself started, which is the education and the support in the live trading room and the trading tools like the adaptive entry system. So it's a great business and it's easy to get into. And these are the types of numbers that you have the opportunity to earn for yourself. All right, folks, there aren't any questions out here right now. So please feel free to jump on with a question. Amakarand is asking, what's the price of your system? All right, so the adaptive entry system is a monthly subscription of $597 a month. The live trading room, which we highly recommend, is $397 a month. And that's for ongoing support. So I think that the biggest benefit of the live trading room is you are in the early stages of learning how to properly use the adaptive entry system. And there are, there's some fine nuances of really understanding how to interpret the signals, what action to take if there's signals that overlap, how to reverse a signal, et cetera, et cetera. Well, Michael and Aaron are the primary hosts of the live trading room, and they do a fantastic job of actually identifying each signal as it occurs, what action is being taken, and it's just, I think, an invaluable way to really reinforce your learning. So the adaptive entry system itself is $597 a month. That's through New Cycle Trading and Analytics. And then we here support New Cycle Trading. And in our live trading room, we use the adaptive entry system chart. And then there's a futures trading education course, which is a one-time fee, and also the personal trading plan, which is a one-time fee to have the entire system. So there's a little bit of an investment up front, not a lot, in my opinion. But if you commit yourself for, say, 3 months of learning, so take the education, understanding how to use the adaptive entry system, that's part of the education. Participating in the live trading room for, say, 3 months. The first month of that, if you commit to trading in a simulation environment, you have no risk of losing money, but you have a tremendous opportunity to really learn and reinforce your knowledge and understanding. And you're going to have an opportunity to ask a ton of questions in the live trading room and have those questions answered by traders who have been doing this for a very, very long time.
Mark, Eric's asking, do you find that trading the full day from 8:30 to 4 leads to more mistakes due to fatigue? Is it better just to stick with the 9:30 to noon schedule for most people?
Well, that's a very personal. That's a very personal thing. I personally would not trade 7 to 4. We're tracking 7 to 4, so we can kind of show what the overall performance pre-regular market and then throughout the market day. We actually track from 3 a.m. on. And yeah, it can get to be tiring if you sit there all day and don't step away. But we can also, Eric, break down, again, thanks to the way Aaron designed this, we can break down the performance into whatever timeframes you prefer to trade. We have all of the data, which is the most difficult thing to track because we've been doing this now for such a long time that we have all of this data tracked in real time. This is not back testing data. This is taking trades every day in real time and recording the performance of that trade. So if you asked me, well, I don't want to trade 8:45 to 4, I wouldn't mind trading like 8:45 to 1. I can tell you exactly what that looks like. 1300. Oh, you know what? I need to be in edit mode. So give me just a minute here, folks.
While you do that, Armand's asking, is this Eastern time? Yes, it's all based on Eastern time.
Eric, I missed the last part. Better to stick to 9:30 to noon. You can trade whatever time frames you want. As I said, Aaron designed this researching component to the tracking tool, so we can plug in whatever start time you prefer. Maybe you like to sleep later and you don't want to start trading until 10. Maybe you don't like trading after 2 o'clock. Whatever your personal bias is. So here, let's just say you wanted to trade until 1. So 8:45 to 1, I can now show you on the daily summary, 8:45 to 1. And today it was like 14.5 points. The average 8:45 to 1 as far back as we go, which what is that, Aaron? 165 trading days. 165 trading days. The average is 29.5 points a day. Well, if you take a look at the personal trading plan, in one category, we're averaging 22.29 positive, and another category, we're averaging 28.29. So, when you take a look at that way, we're definitely right in line, just trading 8:45 to 1. So if you don't want to trade the entire day, there's nothing wrong with that. We have some people that like to start early. They'll trade 7 to 10. And again, because of the way this tool has been designed, we can put in whatever start time frame you want, whatever end time frame you want, as long as the start time frame is not prior to 3 a.m. And the end time frame is not past 4 p.m. We can help you understand what to reasonably expect during that time frame based on 165 trading days.
Kevin's asking, do you track the performance of those participating in the live room?
No, because the people who are participating in the room, we have a wide audience. We have people who are in the live trading room. We have a lot of people who are just trading on their own using the adaptive entry system. We track what we are calling out in the way of signals. We track every single signal on the adaptive entry system. Not everybody's trading all those. We've got so many different configurations of the way people are trading. And other than anecdotally, where somebody will send us a message and Michael or Aaron will just highlight and share back with the room, hey, Robert said he's done for the day. He's up 32 points for the day. We share those, but we're not tracking. It's just too many variables to try to track everybody's performance.
We would have to be assuming that they're 100% following the rules as well in order for, I see that you say it could help you create realistic goals, but that's under the assumption that they're trading exactly the way that you would end up trading, and we can't guarantee that.
Exactly.
What we're showing is what you can start off trading, exactly what we trade every day in the live trading room, and use the personal trading plan to help then forecast your realistic goals. But we have people that layer in contracts when extra signals come on, or they step away for long periods of days. So it's just not something that would be realistic to use.
Yeah, Kevin, and if you're looking for a place to start to set your own realistic goals, I would look at whether or not the timeframes that you want to trade and the methods you want to trade correspond to either of the methods we're using and timeframes we're using on the personal trading plan. I would use those as a starting guide. And if not, let us know when you would prefer to trade and what signals you would prefer to trade. We're showing all plus fractals. You might want to just look at all signals. You might want to look at, trend and continuation. And we can help you understand, based on the last 165 trading days of data that we have, what a reasonable daily average is. And then, if you start with that, you're going to build your own run rate. You're going to establish what your own run rate is, what your wins and losses were. We can tell you how many losing days there are during that 165. In this case, trading from 8:45 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, trading all plus fractals for the last 165 days, has averaged $590.12 a day. And there have been 39 losing days. There's an average of 19, almost 20 trades a day with almost a 75% win-loss ratio. So we can help you understand that as a way to get started with your own expectations.
I'm going to combine a couple questions together
Sure.
here. I see there's a question, is this directly connected to TD, meaning if,
Ameritrade.
yeah, if I trade, will it automatically execute a trade? And is this a program? If so, what platforms will this work with? So what we're showing with the chart is the adaptive entry system is available right now exclusively on TradingView. TradingView is a charting platform, so it's used just for charting. You can integrate trading with it. We don't recommend it. But then you can trade on whatever platform you want to. So we trade on Infinity Futures. You can trade on any platform that you want to. You just need a trading platform and then TradingView for the adaptive entry system to see it on the chart. We don't currently have a auto trading. We don't currently have auto trading, although it is something that we are working towards. It's not currently available. So you have to place the trades yourself on your chosen trading platform using the signals shown on TradingView. TradingView is very customizable and very inexpensive. It starts off, I think about $15 a month for their charts. And then the data feed for futures is $4 a month. So it's very affordable.
It's just part of your cost of setting up your trading business too. It's like renting a retail storefront, because you're going to set up your own business and you got to have utilities, you got to have water, you got to have electric, you got to have heat. Well, in a trading business, you need to have charts, you need to have signals, you need to have support, you need to have education. And if you add up the cost of those and compare it to what the potential opportunity for business is relative to the complexity of driving that potential profit, I would choose trading over most any other type of business.
And it is absolutely customizable. TradingView has a bunch of built-in indicators. And then of course there's our adaptive entry system, which is its own integrated indicator of its own. And you get access to that with the subscription to the AES. And then you can load it on any time frame that TradingView offers, on any symbol that TradingView offers, which they have a plethora. View, I mean, you can look at it on Tesla if you want to. You can look at it on Amazon. You can look at it on ES, RTY, gold, silver, really anything you can dream of. You can trade and use AES on it.
Mark, Frank's asking if you can give him the results from 8 to 9 a.m. trading in the mornings.
9. Yes, I can. So from 8 a.m. Eastern to 9 a.m. Eastern, over the last 164 trading days, there's $144.60 daily average for that hour. You're going to have, there were 54 losing days in that time frame. You're going to have just over 4 trades average in that 1 hour, about a 69% win-loss ratio. And if you take a look at the daily summary, today lost 16.25 points. You can can scroll back. You can see there was a series of losing days in here for that 1 hour. But overall, it's averaging about 7.25 points a day.
Armand, they're partners. TradingView allows you to trade on it. We don't recommend it based on personal experience, but you can absolutely trade on through TradingView. It's just not something that we generally recommend. We have received feedback from our clients that it's the orders are not executed as quickly as they are through a direct platform such as Infinity. And yes, we provide the settings. So as soon as you sign up for the adaptive entry system with New Cycle Trading, they'll email you information on how to set up a TradingView account, how to actually, if you've never used a TradingView account before, they'll actually give you information on how to set up a free trial with them for 30 days. And then how to access the correct data feeds, how to install the adaptive entry system on your chart, and basically set up a chart just like how Mark is showing right now. So it provides you with all of those instructions. It's a very easy setup.
Kevin's asking on a daily basis, how do we get access to the spreadsheet showing the performance in the live trading room?
Well, Aaron shares that every day and can tell you what the performance is in different time frames throughout the day. The spreadsheet is not available for client access right now. It's just kind of a massive database, and we're continuing to do work on it to build analytical data for ourselves. But if you have questions about, what time, performance during a certain time frame, all signals, all plus fractals, trend bias only, you can just ask. We're happy to share that with you.
As long as we're not in a trade, we'll happily answer.
That's
I mean,
right. There's
a couple of clients that specifically ask for certain time frames every day in the live trading room, and as soon as we have time, as soon as I'm caught up, we'll answer them. Eric's asking, I see TradingView has different membership levels. Do we have to buy one of the Premier memberships to get access? No. So the benefit of the Premier at the top level is that you get access to a seconds chart, which you don't really need, and your alerts don't expire. So otherwise, the other two levels, Pro and Pro Plus, will work just fine. You just need one of the paid memberships, so Pro's the lowest one, in order to receive real-time data feed for NQ futures. But you can use the Pro. If all you want is AES signals, you can use the Pro, and that will be sufficient.
Aaron, if you know offhand, what's the cost difference between the lowest level, which is Pro, and what's the highest level, Premium?
Oh, the Pro and Premium, I think it's probably $40 difference. I'd have to look.
$40 difference per month. Okay, so you're talking about $40 difference per month on a system that is driving in a 2.5 hour time frame based on what we have seen performance-wise for the last 31.5 weeks. Is driving about $140,000 income over the course of 12 months. That's the projection. There's no guarantee of that, but my personal bias, and I get nothing from TradingView, by the way, so I'm just telling you my personal bias. I'm setting up my business. I'm setting up my business storefront. I'm not going to skimp on $40 a month and cause myself extra work. The $40 a month is a nit, in my opinion. The most aggravating thing that I will pay that $40 a month for is when you have your alerts set up. The alerts will expire after a certain period of time. They don't expire if you have the premium, and there's some other benefits of all that. So to me, the $40 a month, which is less than $500 over the course of a year, is really a nit. You're talking about an amount over a course of 12 months that is comparable to probably 1 day of trading. So there's an investment that you make. Commit yourself to the tools, commit yourself to an internet connection that has a gigabyte of speed, and just commit yourself to setting up your trading business properly. Commit yourself to learning to do it properly. Commit yourself to trading in sim mode for a period of time until you really feel you have your stride down, and commit yourself to being in the live trading room, listening to Michael, listening to Aaron, and asking questions. And by the way, I just want to add this too. Michael adds a huge amount of additional value on top of the adaptive entry system signals. You can just follow those signals, and they do a great job of calling those out. Michael also provides a lot of information for some of our advanced traders, talking about price targets, where he's got analyses that are unique to how he looks at the market. He's looking at wave patterns and where we are in the count, and what the likelihood is that we're going to get to a specific number. One of the things I absolutely love about the numbers that Michael provides in the live trading room is when he says we have to get there. Now, there's no guarantee, but it's an analysis that he is skilled at, he has years of experience at, and it is a bonus of being in the live trading room. He says we have a number that we have to get to. I will frequently modify my profit targets to align with that goal. So I might be looking for 10 points of profit. That goal that he says we have to get to might be 30 points away. I'll shift my profit target to somewhere closer to that goal and take the benefit of an additional profit, simply because I'm leveraging the knowledge and experience and expertise of a trader like Michael. So that's another value of being in the live trading room. So I'm just going to emphasize this again. Don't skimp on $40 a month. That's my opinion.
It is nice so you don't have to reset those alerts
Oh,
every
God.
month, but
Exactly. Let's see, I had one I was going to read. Oh yeah, here it is. Donald's asking in the live trading room, does Aaron still call out 930 crossings for the long and short entries for the options you selected on the stocks?
yeah, the Cycle Finder Plus daily crosses, I call it every morning at 9:30, letting you know which of the stocks have started short or long cycles. Vermont saying, wondering why TradeStation is not preferable. So I didn't say that. I just want to be clear that we just don't recommend trading through TradingView. There just seems to be a delay there. You can trade on whatever futures trading platform you want to. We personally prefer Infinity because of the ease of use and the low margin requirement, but we have members of our community that trade on a variety of different platforms. And I see your question and your thoughts on NinjaTrader. They actually just purchased, let me make sure I'm saying this right. They purchased Transact, which Transact owns Infinity.
Okay. Yep. One of the advantages that we love about Infinity, well, there's two things that I would have to really think hard about leaving Infinity. One is their trading dome. Their trading platform is one of the easiest trading platforms to use. It's very, very simple and quick. To one click of your mouse, one single click will enter the trade, place a profit target, and place a protective stop, all on that one single click. That is invaluable in my opinion. The other thing is you really want to explore whatever platform you're thinking about trading on, whatever broker you're thinking about trading on, and understand what their margin requirements are. We are trading with Infinity Futures, and the margin requirement for us to trade NQ Futures is $500 per contract. There are other brokers out there, which I'm not going to name, that will charge you as much as $17,000 per contract, 17,000 per contract, which makes it very difficult to start with $5,000 and trade successfully, as we have. Makes it very difficult to scale to 3 contracts like we have. And so you want to find out what their platform looks like, how easy it is to trade, and what the margin requirement is. We've had people in the past in our live trading room, Aaron and Michael and I are calling out trades, and we're saying, hey, we're in the trade and we're out of the trade in 5 points or 10 minutes. I'm sorry, 5 points or 10 points. And sometimes that happens very quickly. And we've had people respond back to us as, well, I don't understand how you can do that. I haven't even been able to enter the trade yet on my platform. Well, it literally is a nanosecond of a click on your mouse on the Infinity Dome. I would not personally want to trade without Infinity. Now, maybe there's another trading platform out there that I'm not familiar with that's just as good, but that's one of the reasons we like Infinity.
And I'm glad you said that because I was going to say that as well. That's feedback we've gotten in the, well, how are you? How are you in and out already?
Yeah.
You know, and Michael and I will ask, well, who are you trading with? And then they tell us, and it's not Infinity. We're like, well, that's why. That's why it's just that easy with Infinity to get in.
So just as a follow-up to that, Armand is asking, did Infinity raise their margins during volatile periods like TradeStation did? Yes, but not during the regular market session. They raised their overnight margin. I think it was $10,000, but there were other brokers that were doing the same thing. Lots of volatility potentially overnight. And then I think it was from like 3 a.m., which normally it's $500 at 3 o'clock. From 3 o'clock to 7, I think they had it at $1,000, and then but during the regular trading session from 7 a.m. on, and then during the regular trading hours, it was $500.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. Kevin just saying that Michael's market analysis is very helpful. Much appreciated. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, and David saying something similar. The support and resistance numbers that Mike calls out in the time frame when the goals may be reached is priceless. And the stories and bantering that go on with everyone else that makes the trading day very enjoyable. I agree. I mean, we always talk about Mark, Michael, and I, if we weren't hosting a live trading room, we'd still be doing the same thing. But gosh, it's a lot better to be in that live trading room with all of you that, you know, we say something about, gosh, it's just snowing and you guys share with us, you know, snowstorm that you're having or just anything. It's just nice to have conversation sometimes, especially when the market's moving sideways maybe and we're going an hour between AES signals. And so it's nice to be able to have that community there.
Jack's
Yeah,
asking.
I'm sorry. One of my favorite things is if I'm not purely focused on trading, but I'm listening to the live trading room in the background, and Michael and Aaron are hosting. Michael will call out a target, and I might be focused on something else. I haven't maybe been trading specifically, and then I'll get a chat message directly from Michael, and it just simply in caps says, "Boom, hit the target," because he's really good at telling you the targets, and he's really good at telling you the range of the time frame that we could potentially hit that target. It's kind of a fun game, and people in the live trading room, a lot of people follow along with that, and it just puts a whole different element and dynamic around the trading. So the adaptive entry system is the core of what we do, and that additional value of Michael's waves and price targets and the time frame we could hit that price target is just value on top of all of that being in the live trading room.
Okay. And Omar's asking, are you strictly futures, no equities, no options?
Well, no, so here's the thing. We have people in our community that trade options. We have people that trade futures. We started out strictly as an options educator and options trading company. We are options moneymaker. And we added futures to what we do. And we use the futures as a way to demonstrate how to properly trade the adaptive entry system. But you can trade whatever you choose. Here, I'm going to just show you here for a minute, Armand. I'm going to pull up Amazon, okay? And I'm going to go to a 10-minute chart. So here's Amazon on a 10-minute chart. These signals are all the exact same signals that I could show you on a 5-minute NASDAQ 100 futures or a 30-minute Google chart. It's learning how to interpret the signals, and then it's trading whatever you prefer. So there are, you know, so here's a trade, and I'm not going to teach how to use the adaptive entry system here, but this second red bar right here indicates a short trend coming. So you'd go short there. And on Amazon, so on the open of that 10-minute bar, Amazon's trading at 33, I'm going to round out 33.11. Moved a little bit against you first, and then you're out of it. no later than when this white bar opens, and that's at 33.08. So you didn't really make a lot on that, maybe a point or two. And then you're back in another short signal, and you're in this one, and you end up holding this overnight. You're in this one at 33.07. That's how what Amazon was trading at the open of that bar, second red bar. We're going to go short, 33.07. Well, what did it do? Next day, it dropped down to a low of 32.54. Well, there's a 50-point move. If you're trading a 50 delta, that's 25 points of profit. One contract is $2,500 of profit. Even if you held all the way to the white bar, which is a neutral state, and would say, if you're not out yet, get out now, that's a 30-point move right there. So $15 of profit. So the point is, it is an adaptive entry system. It adapts to stocks, it adapts to options, and it adapts to futures. It can be used on whatever you choose to trade.
Kevin Singh, I've been in the live trading room for 3.5 weeks, sim trading. I'm profitable on paper, but the biggest challenge for me is getting into trades earlier due to a signal delay. I just can't see what Aaron and Michael see in the same time frame. Any suggestions on how to improve that? I don't suppose you have my picture, do you? Probably not. Oh, you do. I would recommend having your own charts. I mean, I think that's, first of all, that's going to take away any delay that may be coming from you viewing a chart through a webinar. But this is what my setup looks like. I have those bars on the chart as wide as they can go, because I cannot miss a highlight when it comes on. And I actually noticed yesterday, I thought I stared at the highlight, but I've gotten to the point now where I stare at the open of the bar, because I can see the highlight and the flash of the alert log out of the corner of my eye. And I don't care what signal it is, because I trade all signals. I just want to know if the highlight is that greenish blue or if it's red. And I prep my dome before each trade. So I evaluate, which is what I do live in the room. I tell you what I think it's going to be. Actually, in the case that we're showing right now, the only thing that it could possibly be is a short momentum. So as we get closer to the start of the next bar, I scroll my dome so that the current price is at the top of my domes. My dome range is about 5 or 10 points. So that means a 5-point lock is about in the middle of the dome. And then I'm sitting at sell market, and I am waiting, and I am staring at the chart, and I'm honestly not blinking, which sometimes hurts my eyes, but I just am staring at the chart. And as soon as that signal comes on, as soon as a red highlight, as soon as anything red that's a thick bar comes on, I'm clicking sell market, clicking and releasing, because the actual order is sent when you release the click. And I can read the open of the bar, I can subtract 5 points, and I can quickly move my cursor to the bid quantity column to lock in my 5 points. And so that's what I do. I don't have any other distractions on there, because all I care about is that next bar. If it's going to highlight green, I click the buy market. If it highlights red, I click the sell market, and I evaluate each bar prior to the open of the bar to know which one it's going to be more likely. And then that way my cursor's already there, ready to go. And I get in about right at the open of the bar or about a second later. And then that way, if the alert log comes on first or the highlight comes on first, whichever one happens a fraction of a second first, I can see it, because I can either see it does a little highlight in the alert log when it comes on, or I see the bar highlight. Either way, I'm ready to go.
So Kevin, just as a follow-up, that, by the way, that was a great explanation from Erin, and you should take her advice. But when you say you can't see in the same time frame, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. What Erin just described, and I think this is extremely important. If you are looking over our shoulder and looking at, because I see your follow-up question, if you're looking at Erin or Michael's screen, whoever's showing it, watch their screen, but you should have your Infinity Trading Dome adjacent to what you're watching. You can have it immediately adjacent to the Zoom window, or laid over it. And Erin and Michael are both really good about sharing with you the anticipation of what the trade could possibly be. And in this case, if Aaron said it's most likely that we're going to have a short momentum, and that's because she just has a lot of experience with understanding the dynamics of the adaptive entry system, and you'll learn that too. I would have my cursor sitting right over sell market. They don't just see the signal and then say, okay, hey, we're in this trade. No, they immediately will say short. And when you see that come on, that signal come on, and you hear Aaron say short, you should just be clicking sell market. That's what's going to put you into the trade. You should be right there, right in line, maybe a half of a nanosecond right behind what we're doing. The best way, as Aaron said, is for you to have your own charts, and you can be listening in the room. You don't need to actually be watching the room. You can be listening in the room. You can be looking at your own charts, and you'll see exactly what we see at the exact same moment. And you can click sell market or buy market, whichever direction you're moving.
And so I see your question. You do that, you just have it on the right side of the screen. I used to have that, but I switched it to the left side of the screen just so I can get the open of the bar. It's quicker, it's closer to my dome. It's easier to read because, as I've mentioned, a lot of times in the live trading room, I don't read the alert log. I don't care what it says. I take all the signals, all the AES signals, regardless of what they are. So as long as the alert log highlights, I'm in the trade. And as long as the price bar is highlighted red or green, I'm long if it's the greenish blue, and I'm short if it's the red. I'm right-handed, and that's just exactly what my setup is. And what we mean by have your own charts is have your own trading view and AES subscription, so you can have your own window of charts. So your data feed is streamed right to your computer instead of looking, and you can customize your chart to look just like mine, where you're just showing a few bars at a time, really thick bars, versus what we're showing in the live trading room, which we're showing 3 different charts, and we're showing more than just a few bars at a time, so we can actually see what the pattern is.
This is what you normally see in the live trading room. You're
Yeah,
seeing
with
Russell
NQ on the right.
Russell 2000, NASDAQ, and S&P 500. We've moved NASDAQ over to the right, but the adaptive entry system, Kevin, is a subscription that's available from New Cycle Trading and Analytics. So a lot of people start out in the live trading room and just look over our shoulder and follow along with us, but then they purchase a monthly subscription to their own chart. You got to have a TradingView subscription, which we talked about earlier, and then the adaptive entry system, and then you can trade 23 hours a day, whatever you want to trade on your own.
So you still get the benefit of us discussing what possible signal could come up, so you can prep your dome. You can have us on audio. You get the benefit of Michael talking about the possible targets that we can move to, the Elliott wave, that the wave that we're in, us helping you make sure you have your fractals in the right spot, that your stops are in the right spot, but then you have the ability to have your chart look however you want it to. If all your trading is NQ, you can have just the NQ chart and make it look just like what's showing on Mark's screen, which is a screenshot of my trades or my trade setup. And I can, those little windows on the left-hand side are actually my trade log and my open orders book. So I can see that I have 2 open orders. And I know that if I'm not in a trade and there's no valid fractals, I should have no open orders there. So I can manage my dome efficiently that way.
These are some of the fine-tuning techniques that you can learn from us to make your trading very effective. I want to point out David's comment. I appreciate you bringing that up, David. So what has happened to me in the past, and I really started to emphasize this to people when I was in the room, you know, you can be clicking around on your chart. You might have clicked to move your bars, or you might have clicked on your alerts log, and now you see a trade coming up. So you've moved your cursor over to sell market. But when you click, the first click is actually telling your computer, I'm on the Trading Dome application now, but it doesn't actually execute the trade. So what I have made it a practice to do is I just click somewhere on the Dome itself to activate that as the app that my computer recognizes that I want to engage with. So I make it a practice to just click center and then hover my cursor over sell market or buy market. So then I'm active. And
Yeah, because the scroll still works even if it's not active,
yes, yes, it does. So we've all
which
learned
throws you a
these
little
little
bit.
techniques. We've all learned these little techniques.
Well,
Yeah,
over the last couple of weeks, and I talked to Aaron about this because a lot of folks will say that they don't get the fills they think they should get or whatever. But I've started calling my fills out in the day, and I'm usually a quarter to a half off of the open the bar because I do exactly what they're talking about. I'm ready to go. And another big advantage, and it's when Erin's in the room, she can tell you probably what's going to happen with the signal. So she says, only thing we have here is a short. I'm hovering over that sell market. As soon as that bar turns, I'm in. And, I think the worst fill I've got in the last couple of days is about a point and a half or 2 points there. And I can't remember, but that
if
was when
it's
it was,
really moving fast, that
yeah, it
might
was
happen.
moving really fast, but 99% of the time I'm a quarter to a half off the open the bar.
And some of them we know they're going to be, especially trend bias. If we're cruising and
Yes.
moving, we're like, it's going to be a short trend bias. Like it's going to be there.
I want to follow up with Kevin. Kevin's just saying, I'm confused. I don't understand the premise of having my own chart, but still be in the live trading room. Your own chart gives you the independence to trade whatever you want, whenever you want, work with your chart, set up your chart so you can view it however you're comfortable with. You can look at 15 charts if you want to. You can trade whatever you want. The objective of the live trading room is we provide ongoing support and understanding about how to properly interpret the adaptive entry system signals, how to trade them properly, and answer any other questions that you may have. I personally believe if you're committed to your trading business, you should have both. You should have your own subscription to the adaptive entry system so that you have your charts, you have your alerts set up the way you want them. All of these names for the, let me jump back to the chart. All these naming configurations for the alerts are editable by you. I like very short abbreviated alert names. You might set yours up, customize yours to something that you're more comfortable with. So the point is the adaptive entry system is something that's going to tell you when to get in and get out. The live trading room is available for, as I mentioned, the additional information that Michael provides from his knowledge and experience. And also then the ongoing education, ongoing support, ongoing availability to answer questions.
And I see you say the way Aaron moderates and anticipates the entries is so helpful. So again, that's another benefit, but about being in the live trading room, in addition to having your own chart. I mean, this doesn't happen often, but I know we've had people say, oh, your chart's frozen. It's because I'm trading off of a different chart than the one I'm showing in the room. Well, that won't happen for you because you'll know when your chart's frozen. You can do your own refresh on it. Of course, as soon as we notice, we refresh, but that's another advantage of having your own chart and then also being in a live trading room. You get all the commentary, the prep work. We put in all the legwork to let you know where you should have your stop, what signal's coming, but then you have the flexibility to set up your chart however you want. If you don't want to look at the AO, you don't have to have it on there. If you want to resize all of that lower indicators to be smaller or bigger, you can do that with your own chart.
Every once in a while, I'll get a email or question from somebody and say, hey, would it be possible for you to open up the room and, just set your charts, but I don't expect commentary starting at, 7 in the morning. Simple answer is no, we're not going to do that. We start the live trading room at 8:45 Eastern every morning. And if you want to trade, at 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning, you want to have access to charts, you can trade these charts 23 hours a day. That's how long the futures market is open on NASDAQ 100. And that's one of the advantages of having a subscription to your own chart. Kevin, if you go to, Aaron, can you send the link to this?
Yeah, I'm getting it. Yep. Oh,
Okay.
you pulled it up in the room. I was just trying to get.
If you go to optionsmoneymaker.com/investor2, you're going to see on that page how to sign up for the adaptive entry system. It's $597 per month. The first month you get a $300 rebate off the first month. And then you can sign up for the live trading room, which you're already part of there, but you can read through this. There's a lot of information on the adaptive entry system, the personal trading plan, the futures trading education course. So that's optionsmoneymaker.com
I sent you the link too.
/investor2.
Armand, so what we were showing in that the screenshot of my desktop, that is the Infinity trading platform. That blue
Right here.
is the Infinity trading platform. And then in the background is TradingView with the AES system. But we talked about how easy it is. That's why we like Infinity. You can see right there, you enter, click the buy market to go long, click the sell market to go short. I have auto check next to brackets. So every time I enter a trade, I have a 40 tick limit order for my profit, which is 10 points, and an 80 tick stop loss to protect my position, which is 20 points.
And so by clicking sell or buy market, it automatically enters into the position, sets your profit target, sets your protective stop, all on that one click. It's a really easy platform to trade.
And then the trading room opens at 8:45 Eastern. And that's when we start calling out signals, 8:45.
Aaron, did you send Marcon a link?
No, but I will.
Okay. Marcon, absolutely, yes. We do if you're brand new, haven't done it before, we do a free trial, free 1-week trial to the live trading room. You're going to learn a lot in the live trading room. It may not be enough for you to trade yet, but it'll be enough for you to decide if you would like to move forward and commit yourself to really learning how to do this, investing your time in learning how to trade this properly, trade the system, and what tools you need in order to do it properly. Yeah, Jack, for the daily crosses, we have history since, what was it, Aaron? 2018?
2019.
2019, January 2019. So different stocks that we track, have varying performances, just like our adaptive entry system. So we have performance on those, and at different delta levels and different hold levels. And much like we talk about with the adaptive entry system and our own tracking, when we say we made 19 points today, well, you could possibly, I don't know this to be the case today, but you could possibly have been up, 35 points at 10:30 in the morning. And a lot of people who are following the personal trading plan will stop trading. We continue to trade, and we track every single trade so that we continue to build our database and provide good, sound information for you to make decisions. We might end up at only 19 points by noon. It's possible. I'm not suggesting this happened today. I'm just saying, as an example, it's possible that you could have been up more than that earlier in the day. We get people who will send us a message at 10 or 10:30 in the morning telling us that they they met their goal and that they stopped for the day. Well, thank you, Kevin. I think Aaron and Michael do a fantastic job of hosting the live trading room. If I was brand new to trading, I definitely would not want to be doing it on my own. To me, it's like learning how to fly. You want to have a flight instructor with you, even as you start to understand what you're doing. You want to continue to learn and reinforce what you're learning, and have someone who has some experience and knowledge kind of guiding you through the process. That's what Aaron and Michael are doing every day in the live trading room. All right, I don't see any other questions out there. I'll just let you know that hold on, 16. Starting in the next week or so, when we do the personal trading plan update, we're also going to create a new category, and we're going to do a calendar year for 2021, 8:45 to 4 p.m. All plus fractals. So that's basically the hours of the live trading room. And we're going to see what that looks like. We know, because we have all this history, that if we look back our 165 days or so, that is averaging about 44, almost 45 points a day. So it's pretty strong in our history, and we're going to start plugging that into our personal trading plan and see what that 12-month forecast is. We're about a little more than halfway through the other two categories, so I thought it'd be interesting to add a third category with a different time frame of trading and all plus fractals, because in the other two we're trading all and then the trend bias and trend continuation only. So we'll be adding that in the next few days. Michael, Aaron, anything you want to add? Any
I'm
thoughtful
good.
insights,
No, I'm good.
intelligent perspectives, jokes?
Oh
Those
yeah,
are, we
wait.
got to save
Yeah,
those for the live trading
that's
room.
right. Yeah, I got stories every day.
Goodness. There was an hour
Every
today
day.
where there wasn't any trades. We need all that for that time period.
You keep
learn-
notes for yourself, Michael, to
you
fill
learn
in those.
You learn different languages.
Yes, yeah, there you go.
You will.
All right, Fruggle, well, we appreciate you being here, and sincerely appreciate all of you being part of our community. Aaron, Michael, sincerely appreciate what you do for our clients, and I'm gonna go ahead and close out, and we'll be back tomorrow morning, 8:45 a.m. Eastern, to open the live trading room. So have a great night, everybody.